Welcome to our virtual presentation about our Duke and North Carolina Central University Assisted Community School Research Project. My name is Alec Greenwald, and I am the Associate Director for Strategic and Special Initiatives to the Dean of Academic Affairs in the Trinity College of Arts and Sciences, and a proud member of this research team.
Hi, my name is Yolanda Dunstan, and I'm a professor in the School of Education at North Carolina Central University, and also a member of this research team.
And my name is Xavier Quezon. I am the Director of Community Schools for the Durham Public Schools Foundation, and also a community member of this research team. Our research team is a collective of students, staff, and faculty from Duke and North Carolina Central University. For the past 3 years, we have been working closely with public schools and university leaders across the country to advance the movement for full-service community schools. We have been exploring how universities can build capacity for public schools in imaginative and responsible ways. By learning how to ask the right questions and listening deeply to public school and community stakeholders, our research collective has developed 3 large and often intersecting questions related to developing an anti-racist curriculum, creating a visual dashboard, and addressing health needs in Durham.
The curriculum team addressed the research question of how do we best prepare undergraduate students to enter Durham Public School classrooms with a critical lens for race, class, and Durham's history. Through previous years' qualitative research, our team was in conversation with peers at Duke and NCCU and with DPS educators. Their findings determined that there was a need for an anti-racist curriculum that would prepare these undergraduate students to respectfully interact with DPS students from different demographic and socioeconomic backgrounds. After identifying the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and creating a curriculum like this, our team was able to develop a 12-week anti-racist curriculum with learning objectives, course materials, and assessments on Google Classroom. In the future, this curriculum will help support Duke and NCCU students in their work with DPS students and enhance their cultural competence, as various community-engaged faculty on both campuses have expressed interest in piloting the curriculum in their service learning and education courses over the next academic year.
The data sub-team addressed the question, how do we build a robust online dashboard that prepares undergraduate students, DPS teachers, and DPS parents to understand their neighborhoods through an asset-based perspective? In efforts to increase community members' accessibility and awareness of Durham assets, understand the narratives of schools, and improve partnerships, our sub-team spent the semester assessing the need of this tool. With the support of a Data Plus team from last summer, a pilot dashboard has been created that identifies key data points for 10 schools in closest relationship with Duke and NCCU. This year, we researched other dashboards and looked at other community school models to logically think of what other variables we might want to include. We hosted a focus group with principals, asking them a series of questions in order to learn where the gaps existed in our current model. Upon completing our interviews with principals, we learned that language accessibility is vital. We plan on continuing to elicit feedback from DPS students, parents, and families to further enhance our dashboard. Our team is continuing to mine for additional data points to display in a way that continues to be accessible for school leadership, families, and community members.
The goal of the health sub-team was to evaluate how community schools and local universities may provide broad health services based on community needs. First, we conducted a literature review of significant health needs in Durham and focused on affordable housing, food insecurity, and mental health. Next, we identified high-risk schools that had over 80% students on free and reduced lunch and were over 1 mile from a health center. We wanted to conduct a parent-led focus group, but because of low response rates and limited research in Durham Public Schools due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we shifted our approach. We recruited Mrs. Tamra Vanier at Glenn Elementary School to lead a parent-led focus group and discussion. Glen Elementary School has the second highest free and reduced lunch percentage and is the furthest away from a health center out of the 10 initially identified schools. While undergraduate research is being limited by DPS to ensure that staff and students are able to focus on learning and teaching, we learned how to turn rejection into redirection.
Each year, our team takes site visits to learn from leaders around the country. This allows us to engage with our community school partners and reflect on how these models may translate to Durham. Our research has significant local and national implications. Full-service community schools are evidence-based models that address racism and poverty that often land on the doorsteps of public schools. Together, through our research experience, Duke and North Carolina Central University have the capacity to build strategies and political will for the expansion and sustainability of community schools here in Durham.
We have a strong team of people from such diverse backgrounds who come together to do meaningful work to prioritize community building. We are excited to see where the future years of our Basque Connections team takes us. Thank you very much.